Hi everyone, welcome back to Recenter with Rose. It's your girl Rose with another video. In this episode, I wanted to review the interview that Kevin Gates did on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. And I wanted to take the time to review some segment of the interview and not the full interview, where I found a lot of wisdom. Now, this is February. I'm doing this in February. It's Black History Month. This February, what I wanted to do, I wanted to bring forward some mindset mentality or some things in the Black community that I think we still need to address, and we still need to shine a light on the subject. So some of the topic may feel uncomfortable, but we need to get uncomfortable in order for us to get comfortable again. So if you have been through trauma or difficult times and you don't think this video you're ready to hear about other people's trauma, this video may not be for you. But if we're ready to hear and listen, please watch the rest of the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play this segment I'm talking about, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it briefly. I don't want to interrupt his story, so I want to hear his story fully with you guys, and then I'll come back at the end of the video and review what was said, and if I want to add any extra comments, I'll do that. Okay, with that said, let's review it.
I saw that you did an interview with Mike Tyson, and you revealed for the first time, you never revealed this before, that you were sexually assaulted.
Yeah, I was sexually victimized.
So I've heard people say, what's so traumatic about this? Not only is the child robbed of his youth and his innocence, but when he or she tells the person that's in charge of protecting that youth and innocence, they go unheard, they're not believed.
That was one of the reasons that me and my mother had a disagreement. That's one of the reasons. Like, we told you what happened to us.
So it was multiple. It wasn't just you.
Nah, it was. I'm gonna say me. It's just
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take.
You gonna take the.
I'm gonna take the beating for the
Okay.
friend. But yeah, I told you what happened to me. Yep.
Why don't you? And it's interesting because Clarissa Shields was on here. She said the same thing that she told, and they didn't believe it, and she ended up going to stay with her grandmother.
With Mike Tyson, it was the things that he told me off camera that was so beautiful. Like, that dude is one of the most beautiful people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like shocked. Like, if you look at the interview, I was just like kind of in a daze because it was the conversation we had off camera.
Right.
Then when we got on camera, I'm like, man, this dude deep.
Right.
And that's when he was like, that's what turned me into a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Something bad happened to me.
And he said, it's never going to happen to me again.
Mm-mm. It really forced me into being kind of like a vigilante kind of in a sense. Because I took like every type of martial arts you could think. My grandmother had me and all of that. And for a long time, and I hate what I'm about to say, for a long time I exhibited a lot of violence out of fear. People salute me for a lot of stuff, but that was out of fear.
Mm.
That wasn't out of just me being no monster, no tough
Right.
guy. That was fear.
Were you a teenager at the time?
Yes, sir.
Were you threatened?
When?
Did he, if you tell anybody that this has happened, or if you tell anybody that this happened, something might happen to you or someone?
He did.
He did?
Yeah, he out of here.
I guess I'll leave that alone.
I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I don't know how he, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you don't know how?
He out of here.
Like I said, we'll move that along.
Yeah, he'll never do that to anybody again. That's the two things. But then, I might be shit. I don't want to say too much, but I really broke generational curses with that situation because people that came before me, they was raped. And it created the space for me to have with my children to where my children know don't nobody never touch you, that not even me. I had these open conversations with my children. They are equipped. I created a space for them to be able to tell their dad anything.
Be open and honest with you about any situation.
Anything.
Kev, you know what? Let me ask you this. How did you summon up the courage? Because I can assure you, you're not the first young man, boy, that's ever had this happen. But a lot of young boys will suppress it and
I
not.
created the space for men to be able to heal. There's so many men that come up to me and hug me and cry in the gym and tell me thank you, because I created a space. And I tell them, you was vulnerable then. We have built ourselves into machines to where we can protect the inner child. That's why I made that song, Protect Children. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to hurt children.
Your song, molested inside my mom's home. She ain't believe me when I was young. There are going to be a lot of people that's going to watch this.
After I made that song?
Yes.
I ain't know how much trauma that I was holding. I cried for 2 weeks uncontrollably. My manager sitting back there, he the one recorded that song. I was in Puerto Rico. And when I did that song, I cried uncontrollably for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks straight. Then I went to the bathroom, and when I shit it just like...
Everything released.
Everything released. I was so tense all the time just from, you underwent trauma. And even going out here and applying pressure, it don't never go away. But I think my snapping point was, damn, I hate to say who it was, but he pulled me to the side. He a monster too. He pulled me to the side. He was like, hey, are we gay? I said, I don't know. And I remember that was the last time I kind of had a little bit of like, before it went black.
You don't remember anything after that?
No, I remember. I'm talking about before my humanity kind of got turned off toward predators. I don't respect those that pick on the weak. I just don't. I don't like bullies.
Is that why you stay to yourself now? That's why you don't look, I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody bothering me because I don't want that person to ever show back up again.
Not really. That come from, I'm so loyal and I'm such a beautiful person that I give my all. Everything.
How important is it for mothers, fathers, people that's in authoritative positions to listen to their child when they tell them something of this magnitude has happened?
It ain't about listening. You got to listen, but then you got to do something behind it. You got to do something about it. That child not going to know that they protected if don't nothing get dead. If don't nothing get dead, you just talking good as a bitch. What I utter with my mouth, my actions must prove. My children know. They done saw they dad to get out their character before. Everybody in this room has. Unfortunately, I hated that they had to see that. But as men, when you're a man, you do what you must. Fools do what they want, but men do what they must. I ain't know this conversation is gonna be like this, but this.
Oh, we gonna lighten up. But
I ain't trying to lighten up. This is healing for me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Had your mom taken steps necessary, how different is your relationship with your mom?
It's beautiful. Because you got to think, when a parent hear that, that's the worst thing they want to hear.
Absolutely.
They be in shock. They don't know what to do.
Because I'm here to protect you, and I didn't protect you.
But my mom ain't, I love my mom. But I hate what happened, but at the end of the day, it's beautiful because my pain turned into my purpose, and I'm healing the world through that. And like I say, that person, he stretched. So,
But damn, Kev, you said like you proud of that.
I am. The fuck?
Kev,
You touch a kid, you're supposed to die. Straight up. You
That's
rape a
not
woman, you rape a woman, you're supposed to die. Straight up.
Kev, but that's not your purpose. That's not your.
Who?
I thought we was gonna let him handle that.
Who? Boy, God ain't put me here to be. God give me the strength to make sure this nigga, man, I'm gonna stand over and give him everything I got. God, please let him be stretched. Because sometimes you give him everything you got and they, you know, God don't take his hand off him. But if God take his hand off him, that feet going up in that air. His feet going up in that air. That's how that's supposed to go.
You get relief from that? You feel you.
What? If somebody molests my daughter, you gonna die. Or I'm gonna die trying. But I'm very resourceful.
You resourceful.
Unfortunately. But if you touch one of my children, you're gonna die.
As we sit here today,
It's supposed to be like that.
what is your purpose? What did you learn from that? Have you been able to
No,
share?
I wasn't saying that was my purpose.
I'm saying your purpose now.
I turned my pain into purpose.
Yes.
Because I've been helping men that have been sexually victimized heal.
Okay.
Everybody ain't got it in them to watch a soul leave a body. Everybody ain't got that in them.
No.
And that ain't everybody. And I'm not saying that for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, you know, people that's healing. It's a lot of men that I watch go to the gym and work out, go crazy, and they suppress that. But when they hug me, they cry. So your music helped me. Your music make this world a better place. And I was like, it's okay. I know. I could look at somebody that, it's a spirit that, it's like a black class of spirit. When I watch people, I could look at somebody and tell if they've been sexually victimized. It's the energy that come with that.
A kindred spirit?
I ain't gonna say a kindred spirit, but I could look at somebody that had been molested before or sexually victimized, and I see it. It's a hurt that come with it. It's unfortunate, but the way I explain it to them is I tell them, you know, that happened at a time when you was vulnerable. You're not vulnerable anymore.
Right.
All you have to do is protect the inner child and let the inner child come back out and thrive again.
How do you let them know it's okay to heal? What happened to you weren't your fault. Now it's time to, as you say, heal that inner child and be the man.
That's easier said than done, though.
Okay.
It's easier said than done. Like, I did a lot of work, did a lot of inner work to get where I'm at. It wasn't easy for me. The first step is when I made that song. Everybody don't have a therapeutic release where they could make music.
Or write a poem or.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like I say, I cried for 2 weeks uncontrollably after I made that song. Mm-hmm. But I released it. And then I was able to go on Mike Tyson interview and talk about that.
Wow.
And that was like, vulnerability is one of the strongest things you could ever exhibit as a man. Because, you know, you got to be tough. You got to be this. You got to be that. So.
But don't some view vulnerability as weakness? You can be vulnerable but not be weak. You can be weak but not be vulnerable.
I'm being vulnerable right now.
Absolutely. But I don't think anybody that's watching this will see you as weak.
It take more courage to be vulnerable than it do to be a tough guy. I'm going to always be vulnerable first. I'm only tough if I just got to be.
They pull that Kev out. Cause this Kev cool. He just want to, get on a cigar, drink a little water.
I'm not
drunk about 3 gallons a day.
I'm really a teddy bear though. But we just went down that path and I was just explaining it. And then, I know a lot of people gonna watch this and I don't want to hurt no feelings because we healing like past relationships.
Yes.
And like, I'm in the process of healing my relationship with my mother and like, I love my mom. Mm-hmm. Like, I tell her, I say, I'm grateful for you. You gave me life. We talk every day now.
Wow. This was a very good interview and a very good segment to review because it talks about our trauma that the Black community, we still go through and we still have to to do the work to heal. And during the interview, I found out that Kevin Gate was an Aquarius, and it made sense why I actually can vibe with him. And I'm an Aquarius too, as well, if you guys didn't know that. I'm able to vibe with him. I'm able to understand him. I don't agree with everything that he said in the interview. So, and I'll have different parts of the interview. This is part 1 that we're reviewing, and then there'll be a part 2 and part 3. So happy that he took the time to be so vulnerable and talk about it, and I commend him for doing that. And since this is Black History Month, I wanted to do something for our community where I'm going to bring forward some subject. It could be about trauma, it could be about a mindset that I want us to reframe, and we'll have some conversation and discussion about it. And I hope you guys enjoy this Black History Month mindset series that I'm gonna do, and this is part of it. We need to get uncomfortable to get comfortable again, and those subjects we can't brush it under the rug, because so many of us, myself included, we go through traumatic childhood, whether it's physical abuse or sexual abuse. We go through that, and the only way we can heal as a community is to acknowledge that many of us are still going through it. I pulled up the stat when it came to the Black community, when it comes to child mistreatment, and the stat was about 3 out of 5 children in the Black community would get mistreated. And the number is probably higher than that compared to our counterpart, where it's 1 to 5. I don't know if it's shocking, but the information was sad to me that we still have to heal from that. And it's fine. We can still heal from it. I don't want to think about it as a curse, thinking that it cannot be changed. Let's reframe it and say generational unhealthy pattern. But we need to continue to talk about it until our numbers get to a very low amount, right? We need to continue having those tough conversations, because I wasn't exempt from that. I went through it. And the more we have those conversations, the more we realize there's many of us that went through it. And that's why I started the YouTube channel Recenter with Rose, because in my lifetime, I had to learn how to recenter, how to heal from so much mistreatment and not being protected as a child, and not having any way to express it. I was a very quiet child, so I kept a lot of it inside of me, internalized so much of it, and carried the shame for many years. And that's what people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to address that because of the shame that comes with it. And I'm glad that he did that. So another difficult topic that I wanted to say is that he mentioned the fact that for many years he thought that he was gay, and he wasn't sure about that. One thing we don't address often when it comes to abuse, it's the confusion that you enter, right? And I've had this tough conversation with people before. When you think about it, your body doesn't know that this is happening to you. Especially if you're like, I can't fight anymore, I'm giving up, you're relaxed. Your body doesn't know that you're going through trauma. Your body understands that there is something happening to your body, and your body might do what your body does naturally and lubricate and say, okay, this is what we're going through. And it plays with your mental a lot if you're going through this and somehow, somewhere, it feels good, because your body doesn't know. Your body's going to react. And the trauma that you go through and the guilt that you carry with you, if it feels good, it's even more destructive than just that, because you have to address that part of you that says, did I enjoy this? Did I somehow attracted this to me? Deep down, was I asking for it in a way? And this is why we have to talk about that. This is why we have to normalize having those tough conversations. I don't even know if YouTube is going to flag this, but for how long this is going to be on YouTube for, I want you guys to have those tough conversations. If it's not, and you're not comfortable having those conversations on internet, have those conversations with somebody, a professional therapist. Who know, there's some coaches that deal with trauma, myself included. So I would recommend that you have those open conversations with somebody that you can trust. And that's the complicated things when it comes to trauma that people don't want to talk about. Another complicated subject that people don't want to talk about is if you're in the household and say you're five kids. I like the number 5 right now. Say you're 5 kids. Or no, say you're 2 kids. Let's keep it simple. Say you're 2 kids and one is getting mistreated and the other one is not getting mistreated. One is perhaps going through the trauma of, why is this happening to me and only me? What have I done to deserve this, right? Say the second one is not being mistreated, but they found out that the first one is being mistreated. They can also internalize another type of trauma, which is, why not me? Am I not good enough? And when you get older and you realize that you perhaps did that, internalized that kind of trauma within you, you still have to go through the shame of, what's wrong with me and why am I thinking like that? There must be something wrong with me for even wishing that I went through that as well. And those are the things that are difficult to address and see in you. So I'm not gonna go too in depth with that, with the subject. I just wanted for us to just have a little moment to reflect on what he said and on what I'm saying right now, and see if we can get the conversation going and see what can come out of this. Even if nobody ever comments in this video, at least knowing that you're not the only one that goes through that is important. Young said, and I think that's a very good way to end this video, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So us making this still conscious, continue to have those uncomfortable conversations in this channel is important for us. And I want the best for our Black community. I want us to thrive so much. It's always been a dream of mine that we find healing and we thrive in a different way. And the only way we can start doing that is actually by coming together and seeing our community, the ugly, the good, and When it comes to the ugly, I dress it and heal it. When it comes to the good, I pull it, show it off some more. And that's important for me. So happy Black History Month. This is going to be the beginning of a beautiful journey for us, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys on the next video. Bye.